My dear students and parents, today we are going to learn the topic electric field due to infinitely long, straight, uniformly charged wire. On the chapter electric charges and fields in the subject physics to the plus 2 CBSE students. By God's grace, my educational videos are available to 10th CBSE, plus 1 CBSE, plus 2 CBSE, NEET and IIT students in the subjects mathematics, physics, chemistry, zoology and botany in English language. The wire taken should be long. It should be infinitely long. It should be straight. The wire should be charged uniformly. We know that the wire is an axis of symmetry. We are taking the radial vector from O to P and rotate this vector around the wire. On seeing the diagram, you can understand this information. When the points P, P dash, P double dash are taken on this circle, these 3 points are located at equal distances so that the electric field at these 3 points P, P dash and P double dash will be equal. The charge Q is not taken directly. Instead of the whole charge plus Q, the linear charge density lambda is taken. What is linear charge density? It is the charge per unit length. We are taking the point P at a distance of small r from O. At this point P, there is electric field E. A cylinder of length L and radius small r is chosen as Gaussian surface. They are closed at each end by plane caps normal to the axis. Now we are going to take the small area ds on this Gaussian surface. We are going to find the electric field due to this infinitely long, straight, uniformly charged wire on applying the Gauss law. What is the Gauss law? The Gauss law states that the flux, that is electric flux, not magnetic flux, through any closed surface is equal to the 1 by epsilon naught times of the net charge enclosed in that closed surface. So, on analyzing this Gauss law, what we understand on seeing this law, we understand that we have to find the electric flux in 2 ways. One is we have to find the electric flux in terms of area, and we have to find the electric flux in terms of charge. How can we find the electric flux in terms of area and in terms of charge? We are going to see in this derivation. The expression electric field in this case relates the electric flux and the area. Both the electric flux and the electric field are electric lines of force. But there is a difference between these two expressions, that is between electric flux and the electric field. Electric field is the electric lines of force crossing per unit area. But the electric flux is the electric lines of force. There is no doubt at all. But in the electric flux, the electric lines of force are crossing in the total area. So that is the difference between the electric field and the electric flux. Electric field is denoted by the letter capital E, and the electric flux is denoted by the symbol phi. That is phi. So the formula for the electric flux is closed integral E ds cos theta. Closed integral E ds cos theta. By symmetry, the electric fields at all points on the curved surface area of the cylinder will be equal. Then we are going to discuss the direction of the electric field. If the charge is plus Q, the direction of the electric field is radially outward. Why it is radially outward? Because the charge we have taken is positive. The electric field is also the force experienced by a unit positive charge. Unit positive charge. So both charges are positive. We know that light charges will repel each other, so that the direction of the electric field is radially outward. But at the same time, if the charge is minus Q, the direction of the electric field is radially inward. Why here the direction of the electric field is radially inward? Because the charge taken is negative. The electric field is the force experienced by a unit positive charge. Here the charges are unlike charges. The unlike charges will attract each other, so that the direction of the electric field is radially inward. On seeing the diagram, you can understand that the E vector and ds vector are in the same direction. That is, ds taken on the point P, not on the end caps. Since the E vector and ds vector are in the same direction, the angle between them is 0. So, what is the value of cos 0? The value of cos 0 is 1. So, the equation for the electric flux phi becomes as phi equal to closed integral E ds. The cos theta will be cancelled. We are taking the small area ds on the Gaussian surface. If we sum up, that is, if we integrate all the small areas ds, we will get the total curved surface area of the cylinder. What is the formula for the curved surface area of the cylinder? The formula for the curved surface area of the cylinder is 2 pi r L. Therefore, on integrating ds, we will get 2 pi r L. If the curved surface area is unity, the electric lines of force is capital E. Here, the curved surface area is not unity. The curved surface area is 2 pi r L. So that we are getting the equation for the electric flux phi equal to E 2 pi r L. If the curved surface area is unity, the electric lines of force crossing is capital E. But here the curved surface area is not unity. The curved surface area is 2 pi r L. So that we are multiplying this by 2 pi r L. Thereby we will get E 2 pi r L. Now we have calculated the electric flux in terms of area. Next, we have to calculate the electric flux phi in terms of charge. Here, the total charge Q is not given directly. Instead of that, the linear charge density, that is charge per unit length, is given. We are knowing the total length of the wire. So if we multiply the charge per unit length, that is lambda, by the length of the wire, that is L, we will get the total charge Q equal to lambda L. If the length of the wire is unity, the charge is lambda. But here the length of the wire is not unity. The length of the wire is taken as small l. So that we are getting Q as lambda into L. Then by Gauss law, the electric flux will be equal to the 1 by epsilon naught times of the net charge enclosed in that closed surface. So we have obtained the charge as lambda L. Then we have to find the 1 by epsilon naught times of this lambda L. So how can we find the 1 by epsilon naught times of the net charge, that is lambda L? That is, if the charge is unity, the electric lines of force is 1 by epsilon naught. Here the charge is not unity, the charge is calculated as lambda L. So if we multiply 1 by epsilon naught by lambda L, we will get the total electric flux in terms of charge, that is flux equal to lambda L by epsilon naught. Now we have calculated electric flux in terms of area and the electric flux in terms of charge. You can see the diagram for knowing the point P and the distance R and the Gaussian surface and also the end caps. In the case of end caps, the E vector and ds vector are right angled to each other, so that the angle between the E vector and ds vector is 90 degree. We know that the value of cos 90 degree equal to 0. So there will not be any electric field at the end caps. That is, the electric field will be 0. We equate the electric flux in terms of area E 2 pi r L to the electric flux in terms of charge, that is lambda L by epsilon naught. What will be the position? E 2 pi r L equal to lambda L by epsilon naught. The L on the right side, on the left side of the equation are cancelled. So we will get E 2 pi r equal to lambda by epsilon naught. We don't need E 2 pi r. We need only electric field E. So that if we bring 2 pi r from the left side to the right side, it will become as 1 by 2 pi r. If we write the constant separately, we will get the equation for electric field E as 1 by 2 pi epsilon naught lambda by r. E equal to 1 by 2 pi epsilon naught lambda by r. Then if we write the A vector as the scalar multiplied by a unit vector small a cap, we will get A vector equal to A into A cap, small a cap. This small a cap is the unit vector. This A is the scalar quantity. This scalar quantity may be positive or negative. If the magnitude of this scalar capital A is greater than 0, the direction of the vector, that is A vector, will be the direction of the unit vector, that is A cap. If the scalar quantity of capital A is less than 0, the direction of the vector, that is A vector, will be opposite to the direction of the unit vector. Then if we want to restrict the non-negative values, we can use the symbol modulus of A. In this case, the modulus of A will be equal to 0 or greater than 0. My dear students, in this video, we have obtained the knowledge what is the formula for the electric field due to infinitely long, straight, uniformly charged wire. If this video is most beneficial to you, you can share this video with your friends and classmates. You can also subscribe my channel. If the students want to know all knowledges in this chapter, I appeal to the students to see all my videos uploaded in the YouTube relating to this chapter.